points scored. Defensively, 24th overall, 26th against the run, 18th against the pass, 30th when it comes to points per game. There's a lot of 30s over there. And I look at the Hawks, and single digits over there. 6th overall offense, 14th rushing, 4th when it comes to throwing the rock, 3rd points per game. Defensively, 9th overall, 6th against the run, 14th against the pass, and 6th when it comes to giving up points. Look, they should win this ball game. I feel like they should win it handedly, and I don't like that feeling because these are professional football players, and you never want to count anybody out. But I'm watching the film. I'm trying to force myself to find something to be scared about. I'm forcing myself, and I just don't see anything. You got Simmons over there, their best player.
He's good.
He's their only Pro Bowler. He's good, but he ain't really moving. He's just a big boy. He's a big boy. He's good, but one guy does not wreck a game. So I don't like this feeling. I like it because I feel like I have this feeling because the Hawks are a good football team, but I hate overlooking teams, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Well, because it's probably been, like, coached into you for a long time. Like, as a competitor, you know that, like, you can never completely look past someone. Like, you can go in going, like, got this. Like, I feel confident going into this game. Probably every game. But look, you also know football. And there's not a lot of football to really like. People in Tennessee don't like this football right now. Right. It is a bad team. It is the worst team in the league. They are 1-9, and that one win over the Arizona Cardinals was by 1
they
point.
They should be 0-10, honestly.
They really should. Okay, so I want to tell you why the first number 20 matters. The Seahawks are 13.5-point favorites heading into this one, which is tied for the biggest favorite in Week 12 with the Baltimore Ravens, who are 13.5-point favorites over the Jets. Worth noting, the Ravens are at home, so Seahawks kind of an edge there in terms of being a 13.5-point road favorite, where you would typically already be docked. So I'm just calling them the biggest favorites of Week 12. The largest, credit to Seahawks PR, the largest margin of victory for the Seahawks over the Titans all time was in 1979, and it was 20 points. I think they can beat that.
Was this part of your numbers deal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Nice. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Go look it up on Bump and Stacy's YouTube.
Yeah, I know that feels like, as I was thinking it, I was thinking, oh, maybe that's a little egregious. Maybe that's being a little mean. But the Titans have lost by 20 points or more twice already this season. It's already happened. I didn't even have to go look that far back. I think there's absolutely a world where the Seahawks not only beat them by 20, but then set a new record for all-time margin of victory.
Oh, snaps. Mm-hmm. You going out there.
I'm saying they're going to beat that. And this isn't even a bold take. That's coming up at 10:45. I'm just saying the number 20 matters.
But it is a bold take.
The number 20 matters in this case because I think the Titans offense is so bad and the Seahawks offense is so good that beating them by 20 is something that they can do. It's not going to be easy, but again, the Titans have lost by 21 points and 26 points this year.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't like this. I feel like it's disrespectful to the universe.
No.
It's disrespectful to football. It's disrespectful to the Titans.
We have sports karma ingrained into our brains, and this is telling us that we're going to lose. Like, we're trained not to think this way, but I feel that way right now, and I know you do too. Yeah, I know you do.
Numbers don't lie. I said it yesterday. The numbers that you see from teams right now is exactly who they are. Unless there's been some catastrophic injury to a quarterback or a key component as of late, the numbers they put up, the numbers that you see in the stat sheets and all that is exactly who these teams are at this point. And when you just put these guys together side by side, there is absolutely nothing that the Titans do better than the Seahawks. Nothing. So they're going to have the game of their lives, I feel like, and the Seahawks are going to have the poorest performance they've had all year. Is that possible? Yes. You're dealing with human beings who have emotions, who make mistakes, who lose focus. But a Mike McDonald coach team, I feel like, doesn't lose focus.
Yeah. And
they are prepared, and they understand what is in front of them. You're listening to the players as they speak to the media. They're saying all the right things. So, yeah, this is unfamiliar territory. I don't like it, but I like it at the same time. I'm conflicted. I'm glad that it's an early game because now we can just get right after it, all right? 10 o'clock kick. Let's go get it.
Okay, the second reason that the number 20 matters is a not-so-great reason. You can probably guess what it is.
No, I can't.
20 giveaways. Seattle's 20 giveaways are number one in the league. Sam Darnold speaking with reporters yesterday about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unacceptable. We understand as an offense we have to be better. I have to be better protecting the football And we're doing everything that we can in practice, and when the game comes to try to, take care of the football a little bit better.
Okay, so the Tennessee Titans have not been really taking the ball away from people. They have 5 games this year where they've even gotten a takeaway. So I feel pretty good about Seattle's chances. That being said, in 2 of those 5 games, they had at least 3, and they're 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take care of the football, please. That is, well, they've only had 1 game this year where there hasn't been a turnover. That was against Jacksonville many moons ago. This is a game where you have to fix this. Someone did point out, they said, yeah, but didn't you say yesterday there was no chance the Texans would beat the Bills? I said they wouldn't beat the Bills, but they did. But the Texans have one of the best defenses in the game. The Tennessee Titans have nothing that's near the best in the game. That is what makes me feel so confident in this game is they do nothing good.
Yeah.
They do absolutely nothing good. I want anyone on this team other than Simmons, someone texting a player that you just like on this team who just pops out when you watch Titans football. There's nobody.
I'll throw you this comment from a listener, and because I do think that this is how some people feel, so I won't begrudge them. 206 says, I'm not falling into this trap. Titans are in the NFL. Every NFL team has talent. They're a professional team. Pay no attention to their record.
I'm not.
You know a team where you can kind of ignore their record because you never know? The Chiefs. A team where you can kind of ignore their record because you never know. Last night's Texans. That defense is absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if they're 5-5 and they aren't favored. Really doesn't matter. The Titans are a team that very much is their record. And Bump, you've watched film of this team.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning on. I don't just look at the record. I just don't look at the stats. I mean, I do look at the stats. I do look at the record, but I back that up with hours of study. Every night I go home and I watch film and I try to make sense of the numbers. And the numbers have never been more true. Like this is where it all makes sense. This pass protection is horrible. Cam Ward is the most sacked quarterback in the game. His accuracy is off. He's only completing about 58% of his passes. The defense is nothing special. So the proof is in the film, and that's what I lean on. You got to start with the numbers. So this is what I do. I look at the numbers, and then I make sense of it. Then I watch the film, and I try to match it up. And I encourage a lot of people to do that. Just watch, even if it's just a TV copy, 10, 20 minutes, and try to make sense of all that stuff. But you never know, man. We've seen bad teams just have great games.
Yeah.
I played on teams where we were bad, and all of a sudden we're playing out of our minds. Everything is clicking, and we're making plays we usually don't make. Our quarterback is balling. Our defense is doing their thing. So there's always room for error. There's always that space in the world where a team that doesn't look good on paper, doesn't look good on film, comes out and they just play some great ball. So that's why you play the games. You can't just show up and mail it in.
360, you're going to look like a real blank hat if the Seahawks get beat. No, I'm not. Have an opinion. You can't
Right.
you can't not make a prediction because you don't want to be wrong on Monday. I mean, I guess you can if you aren't in the business of making predictions or having opinions. I happen to be. And an opinion I feel confident in is that the Seahawks will beat the Titans. And a twist on it is they could beat them by 20. Now, if they lose to the Seahawks, if the Seahawks lose to the Titans, they're going to be looking awful, not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to come in here going, when you think about it, the Titans are actually, they should be 5-5. No, I'm going to come in here going, this is a bad team, an objectively bad team, to where Jeffrey Simmons is annoyed with his own team. Cam Ward is annoyed with his own team, to where we had a Titans reporter on yesterday, and he said, objectively, they're a bad team.
Yeah.
Okay, you should have, players can't look past it. Someone on the outside, can have an opinion about a team. It's okay. And my opinion is the Seahawks will win.
Yeah, you know what? I take something back. Pollard looks like he's capable of doing something. He just needs some help with that offensive line. When I watched the film, Pollard pops just a little bit. He's not having the year that you would want from him. 502 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has years in Dallas where he went back-to-back for 1,000 yards. So my bad, Tony Pollard. You look like you still got some wiggle and some burst out there. But, yeah, man, it's okay to have an opinion. That's the thing about what we do is we're paid to have opinions. And sometimes they're right. Sam Darnold with the Vikings, Michael Bumpus. Sometimes they're wrong.
I know
Texans against the Bills, Michael Bumpus. That's just it.
Not all of us were wrong about
Well,
Thursday Night
you
Football.
said Mills was going to ball out.
Okay, we'll get to it in a minute, but let me just say, I know all of you feel the same way. I know every single person listening right now. Raise your hand if you think the Titans will beat the Seahawks. Matt, put your hand down. You don't
Matt's
think
gonna
that.
raise his hand.
Matt, you're just being a contrarian. You don't actually think that. Name one Tennessee Titan.
He couldn't name a Seahawk.
No, he's got it.
Go.
Okay, you know what?
Close.
Hey, you are close with that. No one listening, no one in that control room, and no one in this studio thinks the Seahawks are going to lose to the Tennessee Titans. They are 13.5-point favorites on the road. Why? Well, we're talking about it right now.
Because they're cheeks.
And I think we just train our brain to be like, bad karma, bad karma, bad karma. We're somehow in saying this going to make the Seahawks lose. The Seahawks could be in the Super Bowl this year. They're that good. They're that complete. And the league is kind of that weird. We'll talk about this a bit later
Speaking
in the
of
show.
that, that's kind of dope. I told you this story the other day. I'm sitting there talking to Lofa, having some of his adult beverage. Savage, you guys should check it out. And he asked me, he goes, "Hey, Mom, what are you doing for a Super Bowl?" I go, I don't know yet. And he's like, he invited me to something. He goes, "You know what? I'll just pencil you in case the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. You're probably going to be working." And I looked at him. I go, "Hey, that's kind of dope, huh?" Like, we're literally talking about the possibilities of the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl. They're not favorites. I think they're like 5th or 6th favorites to go to the Super Bowl, according to Vegas. But the fact that we're having those conversations, that Lofa threw that out there and was like, yeah, I'll just pencil you in case the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool. So you can't say that and then not expect this team to beat the Tennessee Titans, the worst team in football. But yes, always reserve that little space in my brain, that little space that says, Michael, don't do it. Michael, this is football. Michael, Cam Ward does have some talent. Michael, what if the defense just doesn't do what they're supposed to do? Michael, what if Sam Darnold can't get over his turnover woes? Michael, what if they travel and they don't get sleep? Like, there are always some things in my head that keep me from really buying into the blowouts.
And I'm going to be the little reckless devil on your shoulder going, have no doubt. They'll stomp them. They'll win by 20, Michael. Bet everything. Take the bet, do it, Michael. No, I think it's what I'm watching for in this game is, like you said, the other reason we mentioned number 20. Don't turn the ball over. 20 giveaways. And that's not all the turnovers that they've been able to, the fumbles they've been able to recover. They fumbled the ball more than that. But 20 total giveaways is
2 a game. Worse than football.
Bad.
Worse than football.
That's bad. They know that.
That's where they're better. Tennessee does not turn the ball over the way that the Seahawks do.
Did it!
There it is.
Yes.
They will take care of the ball. That will give them an opportunity here.
There you go.
Yep.
I like it. They still have a negative turnover differential.
Hey, they don't turn it over as much
but
as
it's
the
not
Hawks,
as
though.
much.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's not as much. No, I'm feeling good about Sunday is ultimately what I want to get to. And again, the number 20 matters because it is the single largest margin of victory for the Seahawks all time against the Titans. That was in 1979. It reminds us of how good and fun this year's offense has been because however many, 50 years later? I don't know. There's a chance for the this year's Seattle Seahawks to win by more than that, which would feel a bit rude of me were it not something the Titans have already done twice this year, lose by 20 or more points, including 26 in a shutout to the Houston Texans. This is not a good football team. It is absolutely an opportunity for Seattle to win by a lot. And we'll end with this point, get the run game going. This is what the Athletics' Ted Wynn told us yesterday.
To me, I think this is a game where you really need to get the running game right because the Rams challenged Seahawks to run the ball, use a lot of sub-personnel with nickel and dime. And the Seahawks were never really able to establish a consistent run game. So this is a game where I think, you really need to work on that run game. Not that, you're going to treat the Titans like a practice team or whatever, but they are one of the worst run defenses in the league, and you want to see them come out and really run the ball effectively against this type of defense.
Were there not for the 20 giveaways this year, I think we'd all be zeroed in on the run game, going, okay, if there is a question we have about this team, and again, outsiders will have questions about Sam Darnold, it's just the nature of his background as a quarterback, the questions would be about the run game. Can you answer a few of them this week?
You know what? The Hawks actually in the run game, we need them to be better. The Tennessee Titans against the run, they're 26, right? But last year we were asking the run game just to be middle of the pack. That's exactly what they are now. They're middle of the pack. They're 14th overall, 116 yards per game. And we're asking for more. And I think we're asking for more because we feel they're capable of doing more. But they're giving us what we asked for last year. Last year, we were begging for middle of the pack.
It's a Football Friday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel right now. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Texans beat up on the Bills and Josh Allen in their 23-19 win on Thursday Night Football. What's the real headline?
See, when I said yesterday Davis Mills beats the Bills, what I meant was Will beats the Bills. That being Will Anderson Jr., who's an absolute monster in this game. Did Davis get the job done?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I think so. You know,
Took care
Curtis
of
was
the
trying to
ball.
argue with me on that one, saying that he completed like 50% of his passes, less than 200 yards. But you know what? That doesn't credit the emotional leader he spent, Curtis. When I
right.
said, when I clocked it, that Davis Mills, is the future.
Well, I'll give you this. He had 2 touchdowns to Josh Allen's 2 interceptions.
Josh Allen, man, that was a rough day for him. And it's not all entirely on him. 8 sacks is not easy. I think people, because of Josh Allen and the Bills in general, are overlooking how atrocious the Buffalo Bills defense is against the run. I was having flashbacks to this is what Seattle looked like a few years ago. Like, this is bad.
Yeah, it feels like Josh Allen has to have a superhero type game every time they're out there for these guys to win. But we know that they're capable of doing it. Their next 3 games, you got the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Patriots. I can see them winning 2 out of 3 of those. The Patriots will be a test. We'll see how real they are. But they're still in the mix at 7-4, a wild card position at this point. But big ups to the Texans, man. They're staying relevant, too. I always love seeing teams that are dealing with quarterback issues still stay in the fight. And when you have a defense like the Texans have, no matter who's at quarterback, if you keep it close, you have a chance to end the game.
We'll talk about this a bit later in the show, but Buffalo's loss also means, as Curtis pointed out, that, are they even going to win the AFC East? The Patriots already looking like they're going to run away with this one, while they still,
Big
I think,
gap between them,
could
yeah.
face the Patriots. This quietly was a pretty impactful game in that sense. Not only that, but also in terms of giving Indy a better chance, or the Patriots, to win the number 1 seed. So Texans coming in here playing hero for those 2 teams.
I was a little bummed to see the Bills not cap off that final drive, because when you complete a hook and ladder,
Hook and ladder
that's
on
pretty
4th and
awesome.
27.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Legitimately cool. I immediately went to Twitter to try to find a replay of it. Yeah, it was a bummer they didn't finish that one off, because it was very cool.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 2, while the Seahawks get the 1-9 Titans on Sunday, the Rams will face a tough Buccaneers team on Sunday Night Football. What's the real headline?
This feels like a Stacy quiz bias for Bump and Curtis. That's what people accuse. People accuse me of manufacturing the quiz so that Curtis wins and giving Bump the hard questions, much like the Rams facing the Bucs while the Seahawks get the Titans. But I think it's going to be pretty fair today.
I think your quizzes are random.
You never know. They're chaotic.
Well, you do know. You know there's going to be some shadiness in it.
Chaotic good is what I would describe the quizzes are.
You know that. But
Yeah.
you know what? I know what I'm up against every week. So I just I try my best.
You think the Buccaneers upset the Rams?
Yes. I don't.
Oh.
But I hope they do. I don't think it's going down.
Yes, I don't.
The Rams, as we talk about the Seahawks and how encouraging it was kind of to see them turn the ball over and still be in the game. What do you think the Rams took from that? We didn't play our best game either, and we snuck away a win against a very good football team. They're going to ride that wave as well. I think Matthew Stafford's going to bounce back. This defense is going to do what they typically do. The Buccaneers are banged up a bit. Yeah, I think the Rams take care of
No,
this.
that's what they said post-game. I don't know who it was offensively, but they were like, we played poorly and still won. Imagine if we would have played our best. We'd be dominating. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Can you play your best against Seattle's defense? I don't know. But I got sassy.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 3, Tarek Skubal told Foul Territory yesterday he doesn't want to be traded, but it's ultimately out of his hands. What's the real headline?
Well, let's see. The Mariners put the ball in his hands.
I like that.
Thank you.
Didn't Gino say he didn't want to be traded and then he got traded? All right, let's do the same thing. Keep that same energy, Tariq. Come on and come home, man. Come home. Listen, my dad's from Detroit. Love my dad. Ain't nothing in Detroit for you, dog. Detroit is a rundown city. Come over here to the Northwest, man, where the grass is green, the trees are healthy, the air is fresh, and you can be close to your family, man. But it's not up to him. The Tigers have to want to trade him. The Mariners have to put a good offer on the table. There's a lot of things that need to happen. But honestly, I don't feel like he's going to get dealt.
Speaking of that interview with Foul Territory, Tarek said there aren't a lot of truths in the numbers being reported.
There's not a ton of fact or truth behind any of these things, especially, even contract stuff. It's like, I don't really know where they come up with these numbers or that narrative. They create these narratives. It's part of the media job, though. I get it. But if you're, in my circle, that's kind of how we handle things or how I'm going to handle things.
While I can believe that there isn't a ton of accuracy or exact accuracy in the numbers being reported, I think that the place the Tigers occupy in terms of payroll is also probably steering this conversation more than anything else. Like, yeah, the numbers are part of it, but people reacted to the numbers because there was already a question about, like, are the Tigers going to pay to keep this guy?
Yeah.
So when people saw they're far apart, it was more of like of course, as opposed to shock.
He's going to be expensive.
Do you think he's going to be a Tiger?
I think he is. I think they're going to hold on to him.
You don't think
they got something going over there. They got some pieces. Why would you get rid of this guy unless you get a for sure thing in return? And I don't want the Mariners to give up a for sure thing in return.
Well, would they even have to? And is it worth it when it comes to acquiring Tarek Skubal? Tigers reporter for The Athletic, Cody Stavenhagen, joins us next.
He came to Seattle at the trade deadline.
Pitch to Naylor, swung on, drilled, gap right center field.
Getting traded here was a blessing.
And instantly made himself a fan favorite.
The ride or die fans embraced me right away.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor.
5 more years of Josh Naylor as a Mariner was about as simple a decision as we could make.
I want to continue to give this city the best thing I can.
Live it up, Mariners fans.
That World Series that we're shooting for here.
With the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
At Bible Law Group, we understand that when the need is great, our community has to do even greater things together. That's why we're teaming up with KRIZ and the Seattle Medium newspaper to sponsor a special holiday food drive this Saturday, November 22nd, supporting families right here in our community. Drop off at 2600 South Jackson Street, Seattle from 10 to 4 p.m. Bring canned goods and non-perishables you can share. Don't forget, when you're facing a lion's den of litigation, you are not alone. Call Bible Law Group today and let our team get to work for you.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online